So I decided to take out a little bit of savings money and purchase myself a nice entry-level sewing machine. So whenever I was selecting a sewing machine, I actually emailed my fiber art teacher from the previous semester to ask her what brand she suggested. So she did suggest the Janome, Janome, and she said that this was a good basic entry-level machine, and we've got our tiles right here. And this is wonderful because everything is labeled, so if you are a beginner at sewing, it's not super difficult to figure out. So this is the stitch selector, and this tile right here actually directly corresponds to the information right there. So we have a B, which is just your basic regular stitch, and it's kind of called like a running stitch, so it's just like dashes, little dashed dotted lines. Then we have stitch C, and this is a zigzag stitch. And then we have D, which is another zigzag, but it's a mixture of A and B, and then C, so it's like a, it skips a little bit. It's not a continuous line. Then we have stitch E, which looks like a weird, like mountain peak kind of weird thing. I don't really know. I don't use E, F, or G. So that's what's on the green. And then you can choose your stitch length. We can also do buttonholes. So this machine right here does not automatically make buttonholes, but I didn't think that that was important to me because I knew I wasn't going to be making a buttonhole or need to make that often at all. So it just has it tells you how to do it. So there's you start on one side, then you go over to the other side, then you do the top and the bottom. And yes, so let's get into it a little bit more. This right here is the reverse. I love the sound of it. Whenever I was picking my machine in the store, it was like a sewing store, a local store, so they had all the machines out, and the quality of this one was just my favorite. I personally didn't want a Brother machine. They felt very I'm sure they're great, but to me it looked kind of cheap, and this looked more sleek, and it kind of reminds me of the one that my grandma had in her basement. So I just felt like it was a good quality machine. And let's see what else can we go over. This little side knob right here, you can't really see it very well, but this knob, you can pull it out, and this is whenever you are going to wind your bobbin at the top of the machine. So basically what that process looks like, I can make more videos in the future on this, but this is a bobbin, and it's just this little clear plasticky piece, and this one already has thread on it, but I will grab you guys an empty bobbin so I can explain it. This little baggie of items came inside of this piece right here, which you're able to remove whenever you're doing certain types of stitches. Like if you're going to do a sleeve cuff or something small, you can remove this piece. And inside is a little bit of a container, and that is where all of this stuff came in. So it's like attachments and things like that. So the reason that this is on here is because it creates more of a bigger surface for you to work on. So inside of this bag, we have some additional needles, some backup needles, just in case this one breaks or gets worn out. There's different things that you have to do to maintain a sewing machine, but it came with some needles. It also came with a button. I believe that's what this is. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the form for whenever you do the button sewing people, you probably know what these are, and you're like, girl, what the heck? Why don't you know what that is? But I'm just getting into sewing, and I've used this machine on a few projects so far, but I'm loving it so far. I find it's very easy to use, and I recommend it. So let's clean up our little parts, and then we can move into what I was gonna originally show you guys. So these are the bobbins, empty bobbins. And what you do is you take your spool of thread up here. I thought that I could show you guys how to like wind it too, so it's like kind of a tutorial. So let's turn on our light over here. And then, you know, the workspace is illuminated. Okay. So I'm like hesitant to do it because it's like a task, but whatever. Okay. So we are going to take this thread out. I'm not going to actually wind the bobbin for you guys, but I will show you like how to do it. So you're gonna, you know, choose your thread. This is polyester thread, and I bought it from the sewing shop, so it's good quality. It's very shiny, it's very sturdy, and it doesn't really like pill up or get like frayed or anything. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. So you put that on here, and then what you do is you put it through this little tension area right here, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna create tension. And then the next step is you're gonna take your little bobbin right here, and if you can see, there's little holes in it at the top right there where my finger is. There's little holes in it. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take your thread, and you are going to insert it from, I feel like I'm not showing this very well, the inside, and you're going to bring it through that hole. Okay, hold on. Sometimes you have to lick it if it's like a little frayed at the end. Okay, so you're gonna pull it up and through. It's really difficult to see, but trust me, it's there. So then you're going to place the bobbin on this little bit right here. It's gonna click, 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 click in. Then you're gonna shift it to the right. So what that's gonna do is it's going to engage this section over here, so we know we're winding the bobbin. And it's gonna start out in, but you're gonna pull the handle out, and then that's gonna engage this process right here. So you're gonna hold this tight to get it started, and then you're gonna press the pedal. I'm not gonna do it right now, but you're gonna press the pedal, and it's going to start winding all around this bobbin, and it'll do it very evenly. And it's wonderful, it's beautiful. So your final product is going to look like this. I've already used some, but normally it's like a little bit thicker, and this little piece right here is actually going to stop it by itself. So as it starts to fill up a little bit more, it's gonna like start to hit because it's getting full, and then it's just gonna stop, and then you know to stop, and then you're gonna cut it, and then you're gonna take your little piece right here, open this up, and inside we have this little door. these like weird, I don't even know how to explain what I'm doing, to be honest. You're gonna pull it and meet it at this little like slit, and you're gonna pull down and over, and then it goes like inside this compartment, and y'all just heard it snap. So that's how you know it's like good to go. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to put it back in the machine so that it is ready to go. So we're gonna just plop it in here. And everything is pretty much intuitive. It's difficult to see from this angle, but if you guys are like actually interested, sewing people will take a camera and literally put the camera like right here so you can actually see what's going on. But this is like impromptu ASMR, so that's what you all gonna get. So you're gonna keep that in there. Then you are going to close this door. This is dangling. Okay. Then you're gonna close the door. And next we are going to take out our bobbin. Pretend it's, you know, whatever, that was for tutorial reasons. This full bobbin is now inside of here. But now we need to wind or put the thread through the top. It's a little process. So you're going to take it, you're going to place it on here. Then there's a diagram to follow, but you're going to follow it over here on this first hook. And then you're going to go down and then make a U-turn up. And then you're going to want this little metal piece to stick up. So you're going to, you know, twist the little lever towards you, never away, but towards you. So that reveals this little metal piece up here. And then you're going to twist it through there, bring it back down. Then there's a little piece right here, a little metal bar. Then you're going to put it behind that metal bar. Then there's like this little weird hook thing on the side of the needle. And you're going to make sure that goes through there. And then now it's time to put the thread through the eye of it. And instead of licking it, I'm actually just going to snip it so that's fresh. And then, oh gosh. Then we're going to put it through here. I'm doing this at a distance, so it might be a little difficult. Okay. I just think sewing is so meditative. Alright, I feel like it's tugging weird, so I don't know if I did something wrong. Because I'm filming and I'm like, you know, whatever about it. Let's just try it out. Nope, it's fine. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you have your top thread. And now we want the bottom to join the top. So what you do for that is you just hold tension on this. Whenever you thread it, you're going to put it underneath the little pedal right there. Little, whatever this is. And then you're going to like pull it a little bit tight. And you're going to drop down, twist the little handle. And you're going to pick up the thread. And what it's going to do is it's going to shoot up. And then there's like a little loop. So what I do is I just take my little scissors and I put that through the loop, pull it, so now we have both of the threads meeting each other right there. And I like to put them to the back and keep a little bit of a long tail, as you guys can see, because once you start going, you know, you're gonna press the pedal, and if it's really short, it's gonna like undo it, and then you're gonna have all your thread messed up. So just keep it long and put it to the back. Next. Also, there's a cute little handle at the top of the machine that kind of makes it portable if you need to. I don't know, I'm just obsessed with sewing, you guys. It's my favorite thing ever. And this machine has two different sections to put thread. Okay, so now let's sew a little something together, just for practice. Why not? Oh yeah, right here, this is like the tension of this thread, and you never really want to mess with that. You're going to want to keep it scrap bag. So let's get some fabric out. To demonstrate. So I'm actually just going to snip off this piece. Now, I've never sewed like this before. Like having the, like, I don't know why I'm calling this a gas pedal. I don't know if that's an official term. But normally this would be on the ground where my foot is, but I just wanted to like show it to you guys. So we're going to put this presser foot down, and then I'm going to select the C stitch. So that means, oh, it's already on C. So what this does is it literally chooses it, and it's like ready to go, which is pretty cool. So this is C, and then we're going to make sure that it's at 2.5 length because that's like a standard length. And then I'm going to, you can either bring the needle manually down, or you can, you know, just go ahead and start doing the presser foot, either one. So let's just see what happens. And you're going to want to guide it through a little bit. It feels like the tension is off for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's fine, but we'll see in a second. So after you sew your garment, whatever you're sewing, press your foot up. Then I just like to take it out to the side like this. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to snip it. Snip. And then place it right back where it was. And sometimes what will happen is if you're sewing, it feels like it's getting caught a little bit, like whenever you're taking the item out, but the quick resolve to that is just to take your little lever over here and bring it towards you, and then it'll just like unhinge it, and it's all good. So this is the stitch that I just did. I don't know if you guys can see at all. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I didn't really choose the best colors for it, but it is a zigzag stitch. So yeah, that is what it is. There, you can kind of see it a little bit. So depending on the fabric, it's all gonna look different. So this looks like it kind of bunches up a little bit and it doesn't really sit right. But it's also about like how you're laying your fabric down. Like if you're just gonna loosely do it and like let it go, it's not that great. But if you like pull it on either side and like keep it taut while you're doing it through, it's gonna look cleaner. So you just have to take